He said he was going to come back to the Truck Series to win races. John Hunter Nemechek, the winner at Richmond. Collect trophies. He had nothing else in mind but just winning.
Are you guys really starting to make a statement with this Ford team right now?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I feel like we've been making a statement all year, Egan. I feel like we're one of the favorites every time that we show up to the racetrack.
To show everyone that he was still a driver more than capable of winning if you gave him the equipment to do it in, and he has done just that. Wow.
Oh boy.
Nemechek, significant issues already. It has gone from bad to worse.
John Hunter Nemechek's journey to the NASCAR Cup Series was one of perseverance. From his truck days in the family-owned number 8 to his brief stint with Ganassi, the Nemechek racing genetics were passed down to John Hunter. Putting together an above-average season in the Front Row Motorsports number 38 as a Cup rookie. With all the puzzle pieces in place, Nemechek had the potential to succeed in the NASCAR Cup Series, though for 2021, he would willingly choose to exit the top echelon of NASCAR. That's right, John Hunter Nemechek would demote himself back to the Truck Series to drive the bad fast number 4 Toyota Tundra, a truck made famous by Eric Jones and Christopher Bell, both of whom were able to dominate their respective seasons in the ride and win the Truck Series Championship. The two were so good his successors Todd Gilliland and Raphael Lessard were light years away from this caliber of performance. Both were given a razor-thin leash by team owner and two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Busch. The boss man strongly believed he had the best equipment in the field, consistently winning in dominant fashion while his young full-time drivers were carrying the back half of the top 10. Kyle Busch Motorsports had lost their winning culture in terms of full-time drivers, and for a guy that hates finishing second, he despises it. Kyle Busch had high expectations for his drivers to take his trucks to victory lane. Therefore, a consistent season would not be enough. John Hunter Nemechek needed to win races and return KBM to the championship for the first time since 2017. His biggest test of racing skill would come in the 5 selected races his boss would compete in for the 2021 season. His first coming in Kyle Busch's hometown of Las Vegas. The younger Busch brother was riding a 3-race win streak in the spring race. He was tough to beat. And though he had the momentum as well as the loud and proud Kyle Busch fans in the stands, that success would be silenced at the hands of the number 4 Mobil 1 Toyota Tundra. After leading 28 laps in the 2 Daytona races, Nemechek would break out to lead 94 laps in the bright lights of Las Vegas, fending off his owner to make a major statement in race 3 of the season. John Hunter Nemechek captured the checkered flag to officially lock truck number 4 into the playoffs for the first time since the championship 2017 season. He would lose Atlanta to the guy signing his checks, so he would get defeated, but he would bounce back at the Richmond Fairgrounds with another triple-digit laps-led victory, holding off a rowdy Kyle Busch yet again to deny him of checking Richmond off of his Truck Series bucket list. At Charlotte, KBM's backyard, John Hunter Nemechek would perform Aiken to the Boss in the 2018 Coca-Cola 600 en route to his 3rd victory on the season, leading Kyle Busch Motorsports to their 7th Charlotte victory in the team's 12 races there. Texas, once again, another statement victory as he would best defending Cup champion Chase Elliott in a one-off start to win race number 4 on the year. But perhaps John Hunter Nemechek's biggest victory on the season was at the Tricky Triangle. He and Kyle Busch were in the midst of a heated in-house rivalry, each with 2 wins after their first 4 races head-to-head. The truck race at Pocono would mark as Kyle Busch's final 2021 truck start of the season and the tiebreaker race for this season's series. Both drivers wanted it badly, but for John Hunter Nemechek, what was at the top of the Pocono Mountain was yet another statement victory. He certainly had a lot to gain from getting this victory, but he would have to work for it though. The Truck Series King hailed over the field and was running away with the race until a late race caution got Prince John Hunter back within striking distance of the checkered flag throne. The ensuing restart would later prove to be one of the most clutch moments of John Hunter Nemechek's young career, prying the lead away from the 61-time Truck Series winner to earn his 5th win on the 2021 campaign. So in the best of 5 series between Kyle Busch, the winningest truck driver ever, John Hunter Nemechek won the season series 3 wins to 2. It was clear after this race just who was the truck to beat for the championship. Nemechek, Eric Phillips, and the Ford team were officially a blaring fire alarm for the competition, a loud siren to alert that their championship hopes were burning down to the ground. This would prove to be the first fault in John Hunter Nemechek's championship star. Because of Fox preferring more races during their portion of the Cup season rather than football season, the NASCAR Truck Series would have an unevenly balanced schedule. After a stretch of 7 races in 9 weeks, the 2021 Tour would end with 9 races in 19 weeks. Without the dog days of summer, the competition had enough time to spot John Hunter Nemechek's flame and fan it out to just a few sparks. Toyota teammate Austin Hill won the first 2 races back, which were the final 2 races of the regular season to swing the momentum pendulum. The Ford truck, for the first time all season, was far from the fastest chariot. Just the 4th and 5th races of the entire season to this point where JHN failed to lead more than 10 laps. After cruising to the regular season championship, John Hunter Nemechek would meet the NASCAR playoffs in St. Louis. It was time to bring the best trucks to the track. An assignment that Sheldon Creed and GMS understood down to every last detail, dominating both Gateway and Darlington to take races 1 and 2 of the round of 10. John Hunter Nemechek did challenge at Darlington, but it was clear truck number 4 no longer had the most horses. Though at Bristol he would be in position to win that race. Despite a Sheldon Creed masterclass, yet again, Nemechek would have the Bristol Gladiator sword within reach. He would not be able to pull it from the rock as he would slip in the closing laps of the race. Just good hard racing, right? Many NASCAR fans, albeit, were super suspicious of the finish of this race, considering that Chandler Smith, a teammate, was in a must-win situation. After the race, John Hunter Nemechek tried to refute it by stating, for an organization, obviously you want to get 2 trucks into the next round, but that's not something that has been discussed. Although with 15 to go, Eric Phillips did alert him of Chandler Smith's situation. Coincidentally, it was that same restart where Nemechek gave up the inside for the safe light Tundra, allowing Chandler Smith to rough up Sheldon Creed and score the big win. Intentional or not, Nemechek was in the headlines for not so desired reasons. A trend that would continue at Talladega 2 weeks later, as Nemechek would race aggressive with quote-unquote old man Matt Crafton, rattling the crafty veteran's cage, which would result in a post-race tap and some harsh words. I'm fine with getting hit down the straightaway for stage points, but not coming off the corner. But what comes around goes around sometimes. Those words would make much more sense at the NASCAR Truck semifinal race in Martinsville to conclude the round of 8. John Hunter Nemechek was still lagging behind the 2 and the 38 in terms of speed, but regardless he had a competitive truck in the race, earning 17 stage points to help his championship ambitions. What wouldn't help was getting mired in the eye of the NASCAR storm, mid-pack. He would cross paths with the Austin Wayne Self Machine on his climb back through the field, showing him the bumper, getting into turn 1 and chasing the 22 truck up the racetrack. Self responded by showing him some of that mid-pack love, taking him out and mangling his Toyota Tundra. After desperately trying to get his truck to fire, John Hunter Nemechek was out of the race. He and his guys would watch helplessly from the couch as the championship 4 was decided. It was stressful down to the crazy chaotic finish. Regardless, John Hunter Nemechek would race to see another day. For the first time in his career, John Hunter Nemechek would race for all the marbles, win this truck race in Phoenix, and he would forever be known as a NASCAR champion. Lose, and either Ben Rhodes, Zane Smith, or Matt Crafton would hoist the hardware amidst his winning season. Execution would determine the championship, beginning with qualifying. John Hunter Nemechek would struggle during his qualifying trial, timing in an abysmal 16th, the worst of the championship contenders and far from the pole-winning pace set by teammate Chandler Smith. Still, execution would determine this championship. John Hunter Nemechek could still win it all from 16th place. As long as he and the team kept their heads screwed on right, the speed would slowly but surely give them a chance to win it all.
Look at left side tire flat.
Nemechek, significant issues already. It has gone from bad to worse for one of our championship contenders.
On lap 1, turn 1 of the race, John Hunter got up into the marbles, contacting the truck of Chris Wright, which would later create a disastrous left front tire rub just 7 laps into the race. Nemechek would be forced to pit for service, instantly digging a 2-lap hole to the championship leaders. A caution on lap 12 would cut the deficit to 1, with Nemechek winning the free pass. But with the Truck Series having an hour of practice prior to the race, cautions would be a rarity in the all-important championship race. At the end of stage 1, John Hunter Nemechek was far from the free pass, with teammate Chandler Smith slicing through the field like Swiss cheese. Regardless, the consensus was that Nemechek would take the wave around with all of the lead lap cars pitting and the not-so-distant end to stage 2. However, Eric Phillips would call a surprise strategy move that nobody saw coming.
Michael, he's coming to pit road.
Wow. I would have never thought that. I would have thought he would have waved around.
The FS1 team was shocked as Eric Phillips had John Hunter Nemechek pit for 4 tires and fuel. Phillips would later describe this as a conservative move to get that lap back. We couldn't make it on fuel at that point. You saw all those guys go back a lap down quick. If we get a caution, we're the lucky dog anyway. If you go 2 laps down, you're done. The safe light call would keep the Ford truck 1 lap down as Smith, in KBM equipment, continued to dominate. Fortunately, a caution early in stage 3 would get them back in the race. After 89 laps down or more, John Hunter Nemechek was showing that KBM speed, cruising through the field and turning some of the fastest laps on the track. Finally, everything was on his side. Everything except the most precious thing of all, time. The 2021 NASCAR Champion World Truck Series season would end with a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck in victory lane. Chandler Smith would cap off his Rookie of the Year season with a dominant second career victory. John Hunter Nemechek, on the other hand, would finish his successful season with a 7th place finish, good enough for 3rd in the NASCAR truck standings. As Ben Rhodes celebrated his first NASCAR Truck Series Championship, Nemechek looked on, wondering just what could have happened if their late race speed was rewarded. It's more frustrating knowing that we were so fast and had nothing to show for it, right? I definitely thought we were one of the best playoff trucks, if not the best playoff truck. In a season defined by dominance in the early going, the Ford team went winless in a final 9 races full of coming up short, controversies, and blowing the all-important race on lap 1. By the time they finally got it together, time was officially out, resulting in John Hunter Nemechek watching the 2021 NASCAR Truck Series Championship officially slip away from reach. So anyways, this is Nathan for NRF Productions signing out, and just remember, life's a beach and then you drive.